They love to see Auntie Shelly making fun of people, or we're laughing at Valiant Ugly Suit here and there. But there's a time where we have to stop and see what is going on in the space of social media, which is taking over all of our lives, and really acknowledge some of the things that we are seeing in our everyday lives. It's very, not every day you will see Auntie Shelly getting very serious about topics like this that really speak about the disabled community, the mentally challenged community, people who are suffering from mental illness, which could stem from anxiety, depression, to bipolar. This is real. And it's getting even realer post-COVID, where the cases of depression has risen alarmingly. We are having many men in particular committing suicide worldwide, but right here in Jamaica. There are so many serious issues that has been happening in the media. Auntie Shelly found it fit that tonight we have someone who could at least address some of the mental illnesses and will against people suffering from any form of mental disability. And tonight we have Mr. Cleon Porter, who is the Foundation for the Disabled. He's actually a project manager. Welcome, Mr. Porter.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Well, what do you have to say tonight about people in Jamaica generally suffering from mental illness?
What I have to say tonight for persons in Jamaica suffering mental issue, that there is help and there is hope. And we want to say to, as relates to the family members and friends, support these people because they're going to need the support. Family support is a thing that help persons who are suffering from mental illness. Family support, friend support. And what if you see a friend or a family behaving in a way that is not usually, they never used to behave that way, and the sudden changes of that behavior, it tells you that that person is now going on the brink or is now exposed. Different issues surrounding. It can be a imbalance in the chemical imbalance in the brain. So give them the support and have forgiveness and try and get help for them, because help is there for them. It can be even the church. The church have many counselors there for them.
Well, Mr. Porter, maybe you can be of help to me to kind of analyze it, because I am very sympathetic towards that community at large. I have said it myself that I am someone that identifies as a mad person. I take medication for anxiety. I suffer from depression time and time. And with family and support and my own doctor, I manage it by getting sleep, taking my medication, and functioning. So I feel it. I want you to know that you're talking to somebody who absolutely sympathizes. But I'm having even an issue right now where a friend, I thought, seemingly is having a breakdown, but now I have become the target. And I have had to absolutely hold so much in, because I am watching this person trying to destroy me, my show, my brand, my way of living, which is I'm not selling front, I'm selling here. you know, so it's an honorable business. And I'm watching this person attacking me in what seems to be a mental breakdown. It is hard to not attack back. How can you help me and other persons who might be subjected to this? Because it was a difficult week to knowing that I should sympathize, but still angry at the hurt that they're bringing to me. I don't know if you understand.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if
Yes.
you can bring clarity to even me, my tea timers.
Yes.
How do we process this?
Yes. Well, to the first question, the first statement of your statement where you said you acknowledge that you have a mental condition going on and you,
That's
you
why,
didn't hide it.
sorry, that's why you can't sue me. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, by accepting your situation is a big part of the healing. And I'm saying to Jamaica, by accepting also you having having a mental breakdown, it's a big part by accepting, and that it's like the healing start from right there. And I want to applaud you on behalf of my team, Foundation for the Disabled, and my other team.
Thank you.
I want to applaud you, and not only you, but I want to applaud Andre Stevenson too. For for what? For acknowledging and coming publicly and tell the world that I have a situation and this is my experience. You know how much person that help? By coming out publicly and speak your truth, your experience, your history, it has helped a lot of people, and it helped a lot of people to come out who's been hiding, because there's a stigma, not only in Jamaica,
Worldwide.
but worldwide, as relates to persons with disability. And that, if you never know, you know now, that was part of the healing. And as it relates to even Valiant, when he sing that song, Mad Out, I want to applaud him also and his team for producing that song. I see him get a whole heap of backlash on it. Because that stigma, and before I even reach to, I'm going to come back to Valiant part, as relates to what we see with you and Andre Stephen, accepting all of these, the mental, accepting the mental breakdown situation. As I said, it helped many persons who are on the street. They don't have to hide anymore. And we are going to honor you too for doing that at the right time.
But you haven't addressed me being a part of the attacking.
No.
No, I know. But remember, I'm still going through a different type of healing. Where my phone, my text message, he was texting me 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock a morning, right on like I was the center of, well, the Jezebel, as he calls it, you know, the person. It was hard to be a part, to be the focus. What do you have for me to accept, to deal with people that are in this type of, I don't know what you'd call it. Is it a mania? Is it?
Right now, how you deal with this situation, this present situation, is very applaudable again.
Come
Because
I want class out him nastiness, but
no.
But the things that he has said, I am holding, because
I want to tell you tonight.
it's hard though, may I tell you?
I want to tell you tonight, based upon how you deal with this situation, this Andre Stevens situation, I can tell you that if you're not healed, you're almost healed. because of what you do and because of how it was right now, many persons around the world, because your show is a global show, are looking and waiting to see you do some serious attacking. And right now, everybody shame. You understand me? Everybody shame because you change that. And you know what I'm going to do for you? You are going to get yourself a lot of contracts because of how you did it. You're going to be the model for that community. And the Ministry of Health, I want to say no. The Ministry of Health and Mr. Tufton, based upon this situation on how Auntie Shelly deal with this situation, you need to look into put her and give her some contract and bring her around to the schools, the churches, where these young people, because they look up to her and respect her. And she accept and identify her condition. And she has proven how to deal with a situation if a friend or family, she come under an attack, how she deal with it. And she, because remember the ministry said, end the stigma. And the ministry even bringing it in around the school, and these students are suffering. And so right now we have to use up these persons, these celebrities that are in Jamaica to go and assist the community. And even Andre Stevens. You understand? But
Well, Mr. Tough John, my friend Tufton, I hope that you give Auntie Shelly the contract for the, at least, you know that it's a real person doing this.
But to continue on that, and persons in Jamaica, you may be taking this thing for a joke or gimmicks, but you need to understand that if you have a friend or family, and as I spoke earlier, and the sudden changes of the emotion, you know that person, you and them good. And from you and them good, today you sit down, we talk and we drink. And then tomorrow there's a sudden change in your emotion and your behavior. And starting to say things or do things that you're not supposed to say. That is a clear sign that person is having an episode of some mental disorder. And you have to seek help for them. And because, Auntie Shelly, you, as I said, we all agree earlier that Andre Stephen acknowledged that he has his mental issues also. You hold back. Maybe if you never know of that, if somebody else, you'd have go hard,
Very.
But because, and that is love. That is love. When you didn't strike back as all persons are expecting.
I struck back at first. On the first day. Not hard. But struck back where I didn't realize what was happening. So by the second day, I picked up that something was not. On the third day, it was clear. So I totally withdrew. As I said, it still was painful for me.
Very good, because as a human being, we struggle with the different types of emotion to react. If we must react, take the this or don't take the this. And that is a struggle within, and that is the reason why Jamaica have so much crime and violence. And because these young youth don't know how to control the emotion within them. So as a man say, tell them about their mother, them say, oh, me not take that.
Yes.
And when you are not able as an adult to effectively think about all the situation and said, yes, the person tell me about mother, but them never physically lick me or harm me. That's sort of an emotion. So just put it aside, man, because you might go and either kill that person or harm that person, and it'll go constantly, and maybe end up your family get drawn in and a lot of person die. So when you are able as an adult to make that decision and do your balance and decide, say, you will take the right approach as a well-thinking human being to take, that show that your mental well-being is up and in par.
Well, amen for that.
You understand me? So you In the first instance, as I said, you make a little reaction because that was unnatural. Because if I sit right here now and somebody hit me in my head, I'm natural human. I don't think about it. I'm going to look back.
Yes.
But after looking back, you realize what is happening. You calm down and you don't pay attention to the hit. So that is what happened to you.
Yes.
When you strike at that time.
Yes.
But after
But the damage has been done.
which damage?
There is a damage with the relationship that I have made a statement that even though I am wishing nothing but healing for him to get back on his throne, which he had the #1 talk show, I don't have a bad mind in my spirit. So I wish for him to do the good work I saw him doing, but I want nothing to do with him once he's back up.
But you forgive him though?
Yeah, I can't not forgive him. I don't believe he's in his right mind. But I do believe some of the things that has come to the forefront, and tea time is on the attack. I believe that he has a little bit of bad mind in him.
Well, hear what, Shelly? You see, forgiveness is first part of the healing process. And you said you forgive him. But you can forgive somebody, but doesn't mean that you and them are go close back again like that.
Yes.
I can love you from afar.
That is it.
So nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Because
So I wish him well.
yes. So
And I wish him to be all the congrats to on your 1 year and the 70-odd thousand, Auntie Shelly. Wish you all the best. But it ends here though, as it relates to a future friendship.
no one can destroy anyone. It's you alone can destroy yourself.
Correct.
Don't forget this, I'm going to tell you. No one can bring down this show. No one. Unless it's you alone can bring down your show.
Correct.
No one. And it goes around the board for anybody that is doing anything
Yes.
in their business, even for Andre's show, is him alone can destroy his own show.
Yes. And,
So,
and the
across
viewers,
the board.
his own viewers were saying this to him on his last episode, that he was destroying his brand. So that was painful to see as well. I want to touch, because I don't want it, this is not about Andre, this is about tea time, and this is about helping other people as well. You said you respected Valiant for the song Mad Out. I love that song.
Oh my man.
Yes, I love that song. And tell me why you, because Valiant thinks me there for drag him down, you know. But no, we're just there for talk what we know and stuff. So if there's good news, there's good news. If there's bad news, we have to bring the news just like a journalist.
Yes.
So you said the song Mad Out. What do you think it's doing for the community of the disabled?
Let me say it again. I'm talking at the camera. Jamaica and worldwide, what we are Jamaican was about, has been struggling with the stigma, person with mental illness. And for Valiant to do that song, Mad Out, you find that, you know what is that stigma? Everyone now want to identify themselves
With a mad
with
person.
a mad person, and even want to be a mad person.
Sure.
And I'm going to come under a lot of fire for this, but I don't care. Because I know what I'm saying. I'm in this field long time. And when you can see all of Jamaica singing in a stadium and everywhere and say, I'm mad out. You know what that do? When you passing now the madman on the street, people now envying the madman.
I tend to agree.
You understand me?
I tend to agree with
just
you.
as how I said to
Tea time boss.
and the Ministry of Health and Christopher Tufton, they need to give Valiant a contract to go to the school and see where the Ministry of Health doing a good thing as relates to the mental health bench and that they're going around different school and putting in. Ensure that you get Valiant also a contract to go around, because he break the stigma and it is very good. And it's not that only the the Mad Out song. He also sing a song about dunce. Have you any time think about what the real history, the word dunce come from? Let me tell you, you need to Google it. You ever heard about John Duns Scotus? Let me tell you, that man was a philosopher.
I don't think
A
that,
priest.
I don't think Don's, I don't know what is in Valiant's head, and I don't think I want to put it in there, but I don't think the dunce that he was referring to in this particular case is the philosopher. I believe he was talking about the dunce that is the back of the class that did not keep up with schoolwork.
Yes. And you know what, that also break the stigma.
Because you have to break it down.
Yes.
So you are saying that the person who is at the back of the class, we are praising.
Normally, in most school, you have different levels of grades.
Yes.
You have the very low grade, the middle, and the very high. And you see those who are at the very low grade, nobody from the top in the school want to associate with them or want to deal with them. So you see from because they're not intelligent as all they persons may say it. So you see from that song Sing, you find that it merging now, everyone living together.
I'm going to disagree but we're going to disagree because I think it glorifies, and so you may have people trying to become dunce, even if that wasn't their full potential. But then we don't have to agree.
Yes, yes.
We don't have to agree on everything, but I will agree with you on the Mad Out song. I think it breaks a lot of stigma.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if that was his intention, but it did break stigma for the mad people, so we'll give that.
Yes,
there's a lot of things happening in Jamaica right now, which is somehow related to mental illness.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the TikToker Brittany Goff? Did you see what happened to Brittany Goff?
I see what happened to her. It's just recently I started. It's just recently, like a matter of few days, I started to see some clipping with her. So,
do you have any opinion on what happened to her? Because I was a bit lost for words earlier because I saw not domestic violence against women in the video. I saw her acting out. I saw her being aggressive as well. And I saw a man that did not know how to deal with a particular situation. I don't know. But it's very hard. If we really look at this, I needed more clarity than to make any statements on what. What did you see in this video?
I heard that she was drunk. If it is so that she was drunk, she was going through a short period of an alcohol use disorder, which is a mental condition. And people in Jamaica, we need to look out for each other. When you see someone drunk, you have to understand what is going on and try to take them away, help them that they don't hurt themselves
or somebody else.
Help somebody else.
Which is what I saw.
So,
but I didn't want to diagnose her because it could be that she also have a mental issue, and then on top of the alcohol, which sometimes enhances, behaviors. I'm not sure. So I wasn't sure, but clearly there was some intoxication.
Yes.
We can clearly say that she was intoxicated. So
yeah,
you
man.
say
so
that is
once alcohol use disorder.
So that is considered a mental.
A mental condition.
So what do you think about how the selector played the video just to the part where how the selector have dealt with her? please, it's important that my viewers understand, because we're not here to promote violence. We are here for people to have more understanding of people in situations that may be alcohol-induced, mental inducement, but there is another way
Yes.
we can protect them, and we should protect them,
To protect them.
once they're not in their full mind.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Because even how the gentleman react to it, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. But as we said earlier, many persons have different types of mental conditions suffering with, and you don't know. So as a little thing happen, it trigger it off. So we can't even kill him, but we just have to find him and assess him and let him know that try and deal with things in a different situation. Because I said, when you're having a difficult situation and you're able to rationally sort it out and make the right decision, that show you that you are in the proper mental condition going on right there. So,
Interesting.
yeah, so he right there is a emotional disorder is displaying right there with him, because he doesn't know how to control his emotions. And it's a serious situation. And on that note, according to the World Health Organization, 1 in every 8 person in the world suffer with a mental condition. So you know what that means?
It means a lot of us are suffering, even in silence, or not even knowing that they have a mental issue.
And when you just start your show, you made some point that I wanted to make, and you were talking about what happened in COVID. And I don't know where you get that information, but you seem like you're studying, because since COVID, there's been a sudden surge in the amount of person with mental condition. And guess what happened? And I want to tell the ministry, use this medium to tell the Ministry of Health and the ministry and Mr. Tufton, especially for St. Catherine. It's a St. Catherine, it's only 2 mental health practitioners there. It's only, there is a restraining device. Only 5 is at St. Catherine. And St. Catherine breaking up in 4 zones. So therefore, 1 restraining device for each zone and 1 remain in the unit, the mental health unit bus. It is woefully lacking. It needed more, they need more persons, and they need more support, because St. Catherine, I think, have the highest number of persons suffering with mental condition.
You mean, you're saying that the labor rights that is bragging about all of the things that they're doing, you're telling me that there's 2 practitioners in St. Catherine?
In St. Catherine.
The huge St. Catherine?
Yes, and it needed more. They're under pressure. They're under pressure. And yes, they're under serious pressure. They need help. And the amount of restraining devices, as I said, it is woefully lacking, and there is only 1 bus to the mobile unit that's supposed to assist the police and the community when persons in the community are having some episode of a mental breakdown.
1 bus.
1 bus. And some of the time
how
the
many
bus
cars
don't have
does the Prime Minister have when he's traveling?
The wrong person, you're asking that question.
Anybody know how much cars Andrew travel with?
Many how much house.
And we have 1 bus.
1 bus to serve the whole St. Catherine. It cannot work. So it need to fix.
Jesus.
If you're serious about assisting the mental health community, you got to invest in it.
Yes.
Invest in it. It's needed, because of that lack of mobile unit, you find that the police who are not trained to deal with those type of situations has to be the one now to deal. And the one thing the police trained to do are a few things.
To kill.
You understand? No, not to kill, but to bring peace and calm to the community.
Now, which
everywhere.
police bring in peace and calm to community? Which Jamaica you there? Imagination, because what is happening, and I love my police officers, I love them to death, and I don't blame them because they are not trained to deal with mad people who are acting out with.
They're not trained.
They're not trained. So when I am watching in the news to see somebody with a mental disability or breakdown with a machete, they are not trained to control that situation. So again, we're not taking it serious where people are trained, and it is sad to see that those people caught up in that mental break are normally dead.
Exactly.
You agree?
Or suffer serious harm.
Or suffer serious harm because they don't know how to restrain them, or they don't have what you call those, those guns that is not, it's pellets. So
they don't use that in Jamaica.
Well, what Horace Changa do with all he would need all of this. We need it in Jamaica because we have very high cases of quote unquote mad people.
Very good. So the ministerial and Mr. Tufton need to provide some special training for the police officers in Jamaica so that they can better able to assist the mental health unit.
Correct.
It is needed.
Correct.
ASAP.
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 Yeah.
Well, is there anything else in the trending world that you see that you'd like to address? Because tea time is here.
You know, one of the things I see in the trending world I want to address with the entertainers, especially a recent situation where Kraft and Tony Mataran in this verbal issue. I would like to say to Tony Mataran, be careful, control your emotion.
You have to explain what Tony Mataran did, if my viewers don't know. So they were in a back and forth on the internet, and Tony Mataran in response said?
Yes, because based upon what I said, Tony Mataran would have said something and Kraft said back something and said about somebody should mother, but apparently Kraft didn't call any name. You understand? But Tony Mataran is telling him that if him say fair. You understand?
If him say fair, what?
If him say fair.
Yeah, what?
He didn't say what is going to happen, you know. But you have to be careful, especially as a license firearm holder. It can be used against you. You have to learn to control your emotion. Just as we talk about when you're as an adult, when you're able to, when you come under a situation.
Do you have any evidence that he said, if you say fair, and what is if you say fair? Because I can say, if I say fair, if you say fair, what that mean?
So not only saying fair, but
what is fair?
We know that in Jamaica, what is fair?
What is a fair?
Yeah.
Me don't want it look like Tony Mataran if I don't hear evidence of him giving a direct threat to Kraft. Because if you say fair, can be interpreted
and not
in
only
different ways. So I'm disagreeing with you, you know. I'm disagreeing with you that I don't believe that's a strong enough argument.
I wasn't going into it, all of the things that he said.
But he said
he said a lot of things on his live or whatever medium he said, and he has to be careful because it can use against him. Because guess what happened? Sometimes another person have enemy, you know, and because you go say something, they use that time to hurt that person, you know.
So
you have to be
how does that
careful.
relate to mental any capacity, or is it just a general warning for people with licensed firearms? Do you see anything to do with mental?
Remember recently, especially since the start of the year, many persons with licensed firearm, you find that because they cannot deal with their situation at home or outside of their home, they either kill their spouse
Wow.
and end up kill themselves.
No, hold on a second, guys. Put the camera on. Put the camera. You said something, and you brought on a very good point, and maybe this is a good time to bring up Heather Asphalt from Digicel, who was murdered by her husband, a licensed firearm holder, and he killed himself. Heather worked with me for many years at Digicel, and I wanted to just send out my condolences to her family, her child, and by extension, everyone who loved this woman. And you just said it. And this is where we're putting certain responsibility when you have a firearm to
Hold your
hold
composure.
your composure.
Think.
And I guess this is where you're linking that
Yes.
when you cannot hold your
The
composure,
composure.
it shows.
It's a, you know, have a behavioral disorder, which is a mental condition. I also have an emotional disorder, which is
Tony
a mental
Mataran
condition.
is called mentally ill, isn't he?
Milo.
No, but isn't his name mentally ill? Tony Mental.
Well, I don't know of that.
No, I think his name is so the licensed firearm person would have given somebody whose stage name is what? Tony Mental. What would that imply to you?
Well, a name is just
A name.
you know. So we can bash
The
person
name.
because person called Bounty Killer. Maybe Bounty might be never kill anybody in his life, but him name Bounty Killer. No, don't laugh.
The student is
No,
erupting.
don't laugh.
No, please put this as a clip.
No,
Yes.
no.
But I
We know
understand
that
the name.
he would have killed person on stage, not like that, but DJ, lyrically, kill them lyrically on stage.
Right.
But in real life, a person lose them life. We don't have that history or evidence. But in name Bounty Killer, would want to bring down somebody.
The Bounty Killer has gotten my studio audience that they're going to find a kick out of that one. Yes, but we got
Yes.
your point.
Yes, so they have to be careful.
You listen.
And control.
I am enjoying this program. Everybody enjoy the program.
Yes.
It is not your typical bagger, even though he bring a little bagger in the bagger, but it is very informative to what is happening. And Auntie Shelly holds many hats. Auntie Shelly is the queen of mix-up. Auntie Shelly is the Barbara Walters of Jamaica. And that is a fact, that when it's time to put your voice or voice to be heard so we can have better understanding to what is happening and compassion to what is happening, I think this is a very important episode.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for
Yes.
coming on and sharing that Bounty Killer may have not killed nobody before because it was a laugh. But on a serious note, that is Auntie Shelly being Auntie Shelly, for really standing up for people who suffer from mental illness and for people who don't understand, to try to have understanding for them. I have had to really go deep within to find understanding. And it is not an easy road.
That's healing.
It's healing.
That's healing.
I'm glad I'm being healed.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to thank you for coming. Tea timers, mental illness, any violence against women. Auntie Shelly is not a part of it when it comes on to bashing people who may be suffering from this disorder. We need to protect each other and have compassion. Would you like to tell the people where they can find help right now? Any message to our tea timers before we sign out?
Yes. Where you can find help, try and find it at the closest possible place. Church is one of the greatest places to go. Find a clinic near you, or if a hospital near you. Normally, they have a team that deals with mental health situation, mental health condition. So you start at that basic and find somebody who you look up to normally encourage you, don't bring you down. Find that person and speak with them. And the Ministry of Health have a telephone line that you can call. You know, it's sometimes to call it, sometimes it's really hard to get through on it. And the Ministry of Health need to improve on that line there. But you can try it. But find the nearest person who you think you respect, identify that person, and share your thoughts with them. And I must tell you, Auntie Shelly, because of this approach that you take with this show, and for those who did want to see you come and say some things that are not supposed to be said, they are ashamed today, and it had a big more value, because your show was always valuable. Because if it never valuable, you wouldn't get the numbers. But it had more value to your show. And you can look out for contracts. You can look out for a lot of contracts.
You're my manager. Look out for a whole heap of contracts.
Yes. and sponsors.
Well,
continue on this part. I'm going to tell you that you're going to get more attack like these and worse. But remember that is how you deal with it going to determine your future.
Thank you very much. So you say I'm on the right path?
You're on the right path. Don't slip aside. And I want to tell, not only she I want to talk to, but I want to talk to the team and her managers. If you see her going from the path, call her one side and not just say, remember, this is how I can remember the brand. Remember, if you love her, call her one side and listen to them.
I have to big up my manager.
Yeah.
Not Change Entertainment because, change. I also have to big up my significant other, will not call any names, because when I was about to, or I felt attacked, they came on the phone and called me and said, listen to me, where you're going, you have to, don't let the devil is a liar, because you have two voices, you know. You have one voice when of reason, and you have one that says, this is how you should. And you really have to be strong. To know what is right. And I want to thank publicly to them for being my support system to ensure that I stayed calm and collective. And big up my friend Trisha Narsingh for carrying me through to say, listen, Shelly, you're doing the right thing. It was a mess because with me and him together, it was a powerhouse. And it seemed like it was. Do the thing there, please, with the sprinkles, the dust. But again, we have to pick up from.
A part of life.
It's a part of life.
How you deal with it.
Yes.
Determine who you be and how far you're going in life.
Well,
that is the key. Thank
you for it. Guys, I want you guys to give Cleon Porter a big round of applause. Because this is a very important episode as it relates to mental health. It affects all of us. And some of us, we think that it will never affect us. It may happen to you later in life.
Yes.
Some of us, it happens right through our life. Some people get one dose. Some people have to live with it for the rest. But it will touch you. If it don't touch you, it's bound to touch somebody that you love. So pay attention, spread love, and spread compassion. Auntie Shelly is saying good night. Thank you for being with us. Thank you.
Right. The hot tea. Like every day you want to listen, Shelly Curran every day, yeah?